अष्टादर्शन सब कर्ता हेतु क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति श्रीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दसाम्बरे वनो सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ॐ वेदोदधिं समुन्मथ्य ज्ञानरत्नं समुद्रितं येन तस्मै वसिष्ठाय गुरुणां गुरवे नमः। वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। शब्द ब्रह्म की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। जोग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। हम लोग जोग वशिष्ठ निर्वाण प्रकरण का 29वां अध्याय का आलोचना कर रहे हैं, जिसमें राम जी को भगवान वशिष्ठ गुरुवर वशिष्ठ जी उपदेश दे रहे थे कि राम द्वैत का अपलाप कर दो। द्वैत का अपलाप करना मतलब पूरा द्वैत को मन से निकाल दो। कोई द्वैत है ही नहीं, अद्वैत ही है, परमात्मा ही है और दुनिया में और कुछ नहीं है। दुनिया भी नहीं, कुछ नहीं है। ऐसा स्थिति में ना तुम ना हम कोई नहीं रहेंगे। तो फिर गुरु परंपरा में सवाल उठता है। गुरु परंपरा में सवाल इस ढंग से उठता है कि उपदेशकर्ता और उपदेश श्रोता कोई नहीं रहेंगे। दो में ये संभव है, त्रिपुटी नहीं है। त्रिपुटी नहीं होने से कर्ता क्रिया कर्म नहीं रहेगा। इसीलिए तो क्या मैं आपका अस्तित्व में मैं क्या धारणा करूं? गुरु का स्थिति में मैं क्या धारणा करूं? ये कहा गया गुरु ज्ञान स्वरूप है, वो शरीर नहीं है, ज्ञान ही है। ज्ञान किसी के माध्यम से प्रकट होना है, तो माध्यम गुरु का शरीर है। गुरु का शरीर नहीं होने से जहाँ भी ज्ञान मिलता है वो गुरु है। जहाँ भी ज्ञान मिलता है, इसीलिए दत्तात्रेय जी इतने गुरु बनाए थे। ये सारा चीज़ हमको मालूम होते हुए हम फिर किसी माध्यम को कैसे स्वीकार करेंगे? ज्ञान तो अपने जगह पर है। ज्ञान का ग्रहीता कौन होगा? दाता कौन होगा? ग्रहीता कौन होगा? और ज्ञान का उपदेश एक प्रोसेस होगा। ये कैसे हो सकता है? ये तो नहीं हो सकता है। इसीलिए क्या मैं आपका उपदेश को कैसे लूँ, कैसे सुनूंगा? तो उसके वो सवाल के ऊपर वशिष्ठ जी कुछ समय के लिए शांत बैठे हैं। तब फिर राम जी सबको शांत देख करके राम जी फिर सवाल करते हैं। गुरु के पास ऐसा कोई सवाल नहीं है जिसका उत्तर नहीं है। सारे सवाल का जो खान है, उत्तर का खान है, वो तो गुरु है। तो मैं जो सवाल किया उसका उत्तर क्यों नहीं दिए? तो वशिष्ठ जी अब बोल रहे हैं, yesterday Ram ji asked, if there is no second, there is no tri- triad means the advisor, advising process, and the hearer of the advisor. If not there, you told to delete it, then how can I, what can I hold on your advice? How can I understand? How can I take it? Neither I am here nor you are there. So how to understand it? How to take it? Then Vasistha is answering now. Of course, for some time he kept quiet. That means the silence is the language. And he kept quiet for a while. And then Ramji asked, there is no question which is not answered by a guru. So why don't you answer my question? Now Guruji will answer. महाराज वशिष्ठ जी ने कहा है, अनग मुझसे कहने की शक्ति नहीं है, इसीलिए उत्तर युक्ति न रही। यह बात नहीं है, किंतु यह प्रश्न चरम सीमा का होने के कारण चुपचाप स्थित रहना ही इसका उत्तर है। Vasistha ji is telling, you see, it is not that I am unable to answer. I have no answer. It is not so. But the question was the highest question. Beyond that, there is no question. So the highest answer is to keep quiet. That means I was answering. You have to understand the language of silence. There is silence in the thunder, in the sound of earthquake. There is sound in the there is silence in Ganga. Ganga ji is singing the name of the Absolute silently. You have to understand the language of silence. इसी तरीके से बहुत गुरु लोग ऐसे ही उत्तर दिए हैं। बहुत जगह पर। हाँ जी, yes, today is only English. Correct, thank you. So, Vasistha ji is answering in the language of silence. Silence is the highest language. Silence means there is no verbal talking, no speech, as well as there is no body language also. Complete silence is known as silence. You may stop your mouth, but you may give signals. Once there was a beautiful occasion. Kalidas, the greatest poet of India, ever India has seen, greatest poet. He was master in everything. Then and there he will create simple language and so heart-touching with all sorts of examples, and nobody can equal him. And before that, becoming such a person, he was full of fast water. He was a first class fool, we can say, or uh, illiterate, knowing nothing. He was sitting on the tree once before he became Kalidas. He was sitting on a branch of a tree and he was cutting the starting point of the branch, sitting on the outer side and cutting its root. He didn't know that he will fall down. Such a type of fool. No intellect at all. No question of thinking. And from that he became Kalidas. What happened? The princess of that kingdom was about to marry, and her father, the king, had promised to taken a vow that who can defeat my daughter in arguments on Shastras, he will marry my daughter, because daughter was highly educated in all sorts of all classes of you see knowledge, what we say, scriptures and all other authoritative subjects, everything she knew. So the king took a vow, one who can defeat the princess, he will marry my daughter. So many great learned persons came. There was a public meeting. Everybody came to argue with the princess, and everybody was defeated. So nobody came who to be proved more learned than the princess. So all the great learned people, they got together. They were defeated and they were ashamed. We have learned so much, and this girl has defeated us. We will take revenge. We shall arrange her marriage with a greatest fool, somehow or other. So they were searching for a greatest fool. And they saw this fellow cutting the branch. Then they thought this person is our person whom we are searching for. So they called him and said, the king is calling him, and they took him and gave a bath, made him made up. They made up him as a great Pandit outwardly. And they said, the king has called you, and whatever he has asked us for you not to open your mouth. Not to open your mouth by any means. If you open your mouth, you will be beheaded. King will kill you. So don't open your mouth. Just come with us. He was forced to go, and they took this fellow ahead and told the king, he is our guru. So the guru will argue with the uh, princess, but he is in silence. He will talk in silence. If your princess will talk in silence, then there can be argument. Argument in silence. Argument in silence. The king had to be agreed. He has to agree. So all these group, they said, okay, our guru is keeping silence, so let the princess start by putting question, and our guru will answer. So the princess started. She showed one finger. One finger means the truth is one. There is no dualism. Silence argument. So when she did like this foolish one, he thought the princess is trying to strike my one eye. She wants to take out my eye. So one eye, one. So he said, if you harm my one eye, I shall make you blind. I will take up your two eyes. So all these Pandits, the learned people, they clapped. Our Guruji won. How? The world, the truth is one, but the world cannot be by the one. World is dual. So if you argue, you are arguing in dualistic world. So one has no part here, nothing to do. Only two can have argument. One cannot argue. One is absolutely truth, but world is started by two. And argument and talking, everything, marriage, everything in dualistic world. So how can you say one? So everybody clapped. Our Guruji won. First. Second, when this foolish man said, I shall take off your both the eyes, then the princess says, after that, five, two cannot do anything. When five elements are there, they will mix with each other, and then only the world is possible. Two cannot do anything. Five has to do. So, the foolish person said, five, the princess wants to slap me. So he said, if you give me a slap, I will give you a knock. Then all these fellows clapped. Our Guruji won. Why? If five elements are there, they cannot do anything. They must close up and mix up. then only everything is possible. So they met in this way. So, and the foolish person who was telling, if you slap me, I will, I will give you a knock. I will give you a blow. What do you think? So, second time also he won. And third time she said, क्या कहा? Third time also she gave some hints. Then third time also this foolish man gave a beautiful reply, and the group clapped. Our Guruji won 3 questions. He won, and the princess is defeated. So there was marriage, and there was honeymoon. The foolish man has to be with the princess. So when they were together, the princess started talking in Sanskrit. This fellow knows nothing. Greatest fool. And she was so much highly educated. She was talking in Sanskrit, and this fellow was unable to talk anything. So the princess was red with anger. You fool. She went on abusing, you fool. These fellows have cheated me. You are good for nothing. Went on abusing. Get out from here. So this person was really, he was affected heartily. He thought, this girl, good for nothing, and how dare she can abuse me? I shall show her. He went to the forest, and there was a forest deity in somewhere in the forest. The Vanadurga, generally in the forest also, in India you will find some gods and goddesses. The goddesses of the forest was there, and this fellow goes there and sits there because he was a fool. Whatever, he was a stubborn fellow. He took the vow, I shall show the girl. And he sat there. Mother, as long as you don't appear before me, I shall give my life here. He sat there at the cost of his life. And at that time, some hunters or somebody was coming, and they tried to kill this fellow to give bali, kya kahenge, offering, sacrifice this fellow to the goddess so that they will get something. It was some blind custom in India previously. To get something, the highest you can give sacrifice is human being. So they used to kill human beings. And this is how, when they raised their sword to cut his head, he shouted. And by that, the sound came the compound word, "Ai!" Aim. Aim is the compound seed word for Saraswati. So the goddess Saraswati was very much pleased. She appeared before him and wrote in his tongue, Aim. So he became such a great learned man, great poet, just like our Shakespeare in Europe, even greater than Shakespeare. And he used to give hundreds of examples to prove one point. And so simple dramas and poets also. So this is how the language of silence. Language of silence. In this way, once what happened, the great four ancient saints in the beginning of creation, the four sons of the creator Brahma, Sanak, Sanatan, Sanandan and Sanat Kumar, all these four brothers, they were great saints, they were full of knowledge. But once somehow or other, they heard this question, wanted to get initiated from some guru. So they thought, let us go to our father, he is the greatest creator. Let us go and ask, he will initiate us. So Brahma, the creator, said, to create more faith and confidence. Of course, I know, but better guru will be Lord Vishnu, and he is my source of life. So go to him, he will advise you. So all these four brothers went to Lord Vishnu, and before they come, Lord Vishnu understood these four people are coming, and if I advise them, they also will not accept it because they already know it, only to ascertain him. They know everything, but to have the process, Guru Parampara means a tradition of Guru, someone has to say whatever you know that is right. For example, if you have reached your goal Gangotri and you don't know the place is Gangotri, or some guide must say, tell you, you have reached Gangotri, then only it is confirmed. Though they knew the real knowledge of the Absolute, yet somebody has to ascertain it. So they were searching for a guru. And when they came to Lord Vishnu, Vishnu also said, come my dear brothers, and I know what for you come, but Lord Shiva is always in Samadhi. Slowly they were getting confidence, oh, greater than great, so we should go. They went to Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva was sitting silently. Though he knew, yet he was sitting silently. And after sitting for some time, these four brothers, because he didn't talk, Lord Shiva didn't talk, didn't open his eyes. So these four brothers, they were bound to return back. They were coming back because Lord Shiva didn't talk. By the way, another brother, mental son of the same creator, Lord celestial monk, Narad. He was going somewhere. He met all these four brothers. Where had you been and where from you are coming? So they said the whole story. We want to have self-knowledge, and in this way we are avoided by everyone. So we are going back to our father Brahmaji. So Narad said, no, no, this cannot happen. Lord Shiva knows everything. He is the Lord of Lords. And you went to him and he didn't talk to you. It is impossible. Let us go again. Let us try again and again. Come on, I am coming with you. So all these four, five, they again went to Lord Shiva. At that time Shivaji was sitting calmly, and when these five came, he welcomed them. Come on, oh great ones, great ascetics, come on, take your seat. Yes, may I know how can I help you? What for you have come here? What can I do for you? So these four brothers said, in this way we had come here and you were just silent. You didn't talk to us, so we are going back, and again Narad brought us second time. Please advise us with the knowledge of the self. We want to get it from you. You are the greatest Guru. So Lord Shiva said, my dear children, I knew it, and I was advising you all the time. Could you not understand? I knew that you came and you were here to get my advice. I was advising all the while. Did you not understand? They were aback. No, you were keeping quiet. Then Lord Shiva said, I was talking in silence. Silence is the language of the Absolute. Beyond that, there is no language which can express the Absolute. So I was advising you. That is the language. And to know that, you have to be silent.
Symbolic language is different from silence?
Huh?
Symbolic language.
What?
Symbolic language.
Symbol is body language. You have to move your body. Then only you can give some signals, isn't it? This is body language. This is body language. Body language, I am thirsty. This is body language, I am hungry. Give me something to eat. So this is not called complete silence. Verbal language, audible language, and body language is higher than verbal language. Body language also is language. It can be used anywhere and everywhere in this world. It holds English, Japanese, Hindi, Sanskrit, everything is there in body language. Wherever you go, you can use your body language. Where is the speck? Here is no speck. Where is my speck? Then you have to say, this is body language. And there is body language. They give the news also in body language, symbolic language to the deaf and dumb. All the people from far and near, they got together and they decided to fight. This is language. One became the head. This is how you have to show you have to tell your expression by body language. They met a great man and saluted him. बॉडी लैंग्वेज तो समझना चाहिए ना. Language, it is a language. So in this way, they got the answer in silence. Silence is the highest language. In many cases, many instances are there. The highest language is silence. Maunam sarvartha sadhakam. There is a saying, the silence does all the needfuls. If you keep quiet, suppose you have come to me to get some information and I am keeping quiet, then how do you get the information? Oh, now everywhere there is silence. I should not disturb anyone. I should not disturb anyone. If the teacher comes to the classroom and children are shouting, then he has to say, keep quiet, keep quiet. Don't talk. This is how you can express by body language, but silence is the best. So Vasistha also kept silence for a while and he explained to Rama, my dear Rama, you are the best among the people who have understanding. You have to understand your question was the highest one. So answer should be highest. And I was answering you all the time by silence. Don't think that I have no answer to your question. So वशिष्ठ जी ने कहा, हे अनग, मुझ में कहने की शक्ति नहीं है, इसलिए उत्तर युक्ति न रही, यह बात नहीं है, किंतु यह प्रश्न चरम सीमा का होने के कारण चुपचाप स्थित रहना ही इसका उत्तर है. प्रश्न की चरम सीमा बतलाने के लिए भूमिका बांधते हैं. भद्र, प्रश्नकर्ता दो तरह के होते हैं. एक तो तत्वज्ञ और दूसरे अज्ञानी. इनमें अज्ञानो प्रश्नकर्ता का अज्ञ बनकर उत्तर देना पड़ता है और ज्ञानी को ज्ञानी बनकर. So now Vasistha ji explaining Ram, my dear, There are two types of questioners. Two types. People who put questions, they are of two types. One is man of understanding and knowledge. He puts questions. And the other is he is an ignorant fellow. To know, because he doesn't know, to know he puts the question. The seekers or the students, they put the question to the guru, to the teachers, to know something what they don't know. In this way, the ignorant persons, they put the questions to a knowledgeable person to get the answer, to get the knowledge. And the opposite is one who knows the thing, who has got the knowledge. He also puts the question. To whom? To the unknown, ignorant persons. Why? To know their depth, how much they know. To test them, to know their status. Generally, the answers which are given by questions are more suitable to understand. Suppose you asked me, have you taken your food? This is the question. If I say yes, it is simple answer. And the answer can be given by question. Have I not taken food yet? That means it is confirmed I have taken. Negatively also we can answer. We can answer also by question. Question, interrogative answer, negative answer. Many kinds of answers are given by the knower, one who knows. But the ignorant persons, they put the question by one method only, by putting the question straight. There is no questioning method, indirect method. There is no indirect method to put the question. But to answer, there are many ways to answer. Indirectly, directly, crookedly. By putting question, you can answer also the question. Many ways are there to answer it. By indirect method, by giving signals or by giving hints, allowing the questioner to know the answer by themselves so that he will understand thoroughly well. That's how Brahmaji said, don't ask me, go to Lord Vishnu. He is greater than me, so he will answer. Same way Lord Vishnu also directed those four brothers to Lord Shiva. This is answer. They directed them to someone who can give the answer. So it is also the part of the answer. In this way, there are many ways to answer, and questioner are of two types. One is ignorant, other is wise. So he says, प्रश्नकर्ता दो तरह के होते हैं, एक तो तत्वज्ञ और दूसरे अज्ञानी. इनमें अज्ञानी प्रश्नकर्ता को अज्ञ बनकर उत्तर देना पड़ता है और ज्ञानी को ज्ञानी बनकर। And when the ignorant persons have put the question, you have to answer by being ignorant. Why? You have to become ignorant to answer the ignorant. And to answer a wise man, you have to be wise. If the teacher asks a question to the students, who will answer? Who will answer the question of the teacher? One who knows. So he is knower. That's how the wise will give the answer to the wise, and the ignorant has to answer the ignorant. And there is a law. The answer is relevant to the nature of the question. In what way you have put the question, so the answer will be in the same way. So if you are ignorant and you are putting a question, then I have to answer you being ignorant. Then only you can understand. Just as now I gave the example, the princess put the question. The ignorant only could answer him. Wise people were failed because the answer was in silent mood. So the answer, question was in silent, so answer should be in silent. The answers should be relevant to the question. This is what Vasistha said. You have put the question of the highest type, so I have to answer it in a highest manner. This is how I kept quiet. This is the answer of the highest question. हे महामते, इतने समय तक तो आप तत्पद को, ब्रह्मात्मा को जानते ही नहीं थे, इसीलिए आप सविकल्प उत्तरों के ही पात्र रहे। एक सविकल्प उत्तर और एक निर्विकल्प उत्तर. If you are asking with words of ignorance, then you will be answered by words of ignorance. If you speak, it is ignorance only. If you express anything, when we analyze, we have seen it, the truth cannot be expressed. This we have seen many times, because truth has got no language. Language means modification or transformations or impurification. So there is no question, no answer in one. In the absolute one, there is no question, there is no answer. But in relative world, there is question and answer. You have asked the highest question on the one, so one has got no answer of language. So the one can be expressed by silence only, which is unexpressible. And the other method, if you speak, then the experience gets polluted. How? Because expression needs some process. Expression is a process, and the truth is not a process. It is absolutely equilibrium. So, no expression. The moment you try to express the knowledge, then it has to either modified or transformed, or it has to take the support of something to be expressed. Some support. When you speak, see how many organs are working together. First of all, there will be vibration in the heart, and that vibration slowly will come to the throat, and it has to come out by the mouth. So everywhere there is vibration, every part of the body is acting throughout. And then the tongue has to move, the teeth has to move, the palate, everything has to move. That means they are taking part in the expression. So if so many persons get together, it is not one work's job. Expression is not one-sided or one, it is a process. It is not silence, it is not equilibrium state. It is a process. When you express it, so it gets polluted. So the real knowledge of the absolute cannot be expressed. For example, suppose you have tasted honey. You have experience of the taste of the honey. If I asked you, how does honey taste? What will you say? Come on, can you express your feeling? How does it taste? Whatever you say, it is not the truth. You will express your experience by giving some methods. It is just like the syrup of sugar or sugar candy, or it is something else, jaggery, or some sweets you will give as an example, but it is not enough, not complete. So, as per our analytical study, we have seen the experience cannot be expressed. If it is expressed, it is not the real experience. It is polluted or modified. So, it is not exact answer. So what is the consequence afterwards? You have to keep quiet, you cannot express it. That is the way. There is no other go. Vasistha is telling, my dear Ram, till now you had not understood, then I am speaking now. When you put the question, you got the answer, but you didn't understand the answer. So you are ignorant, isn't it? So I have to be ignorant to answer you. Understood now? Because you have not understood the answer, so you are ignorant. Now I have to become ignorant to answer you. Speaking means ignorance. And putting question also is ignorance. So the question should be answered in the same way as the nature of the question. That is the rule. इतने समय तक तो आप तत्पद को, ब्रह्मात्मा को जानते ही नहीं थे, इसलिए आप सभी कल्प उत्तरों के ही पात्र थे. From the very beginning, you had been putting questions. I was answering you. The other way, he says. Till now, you went on putting so many questions, and I was answering you because you were ignorant, and I have to be ignorant to answer you. And I acted as ignorant person, and I was answering you. Now you have understood, got something. So slowly you developed your knowledge, standard of your knowledge. And now you have put the highest question. The highest answer cannot be given by being ignorant, because it is knowledge. So the ignorant persons cannot talk about knowledge, isn't it? Only the knowledgeable people, they can talk. The wise men can talk about the knowledge, not the ignorant persons, because they are ignorant. So, man who knows the truth, he cannot speak. And who doesn't know the truth, or knows but he will express as if he doesn't know. That's how I have to speak to you, just like in your level. In your level. The same situation came in other time also. What happened? There are so many great scholars at the time of King Janak. Janak was also a realized soul, and there are great learned people, realized souls. Yajnavalkya, Ashtavakra, Garga, many were there. And so, who is the greatest among all these? The king wanted to know. Who is the real knower of the truth? So he called a great meeting of all the great people, learned people, and he put a mark. You see, in this audience, whosoever will be proved to be self-realized soul, he will be qualified to take 1,100,000 of milking cows I have cared for him, and with golden covering of the horns and everything golden, and milking cow with servants with the cows to look after them. I have kept ready. One who is proved to be the greatest realized soul, he will have the right to take all these. Come on, have discussions. So all those people, they could not talk. How can you say, I am the realized soul? Nobody could talk anything. So everybody was keeping quiet for long time. audience was silent. Nobody could talk anything. Now Yajnavalkya got up and he had 10,000 of disciples. He asked the disciples, my dear disciples, come on, take all those cows. Take all those cows to our ashram. Then everybody started shouting, what do you think? Are you the greatest realized soul? How do you prove it? How dare you take all these cows to your ashram? So Yajnavalkya said, no, I didn't prove to be realized soul, but nobody is talking. So I am need of the cows, so I took the cows. Now then started fighting and arguing, and everybody was defeated because Yajnavalkya was a great learned person. Of course, everybody had experience of the truth, but nobody could tell, nobody could express. And Yajnavalkya expressed his knowledge indirectly in this way. I am in need of the cows. Because nobody is talking. So, nobody has need of the cows. I have the need, so I am taking. Then started argument. This way, silence is the language of the truth, and a realized soul cannot express the experience of its knowledge. So, if you say if you tell something, answer something, talk something, you are proved to be ignorant. So Vasistha is telling, till now you went on asking me questions because you were ignorant. And now you have asked the highest question, that means you have reached your climax. And now I have to answer by my climax. That is the silence. And now if you say, ask me to understand, I have to come to your level. I have to come down to your level. You see, another example here itself. When we are discussing all these, I am one with the text. My mind works in a little higher level than yours because you are hearers, and I have to express what is expressed here. So I have to work in a higher level. The level differs, and when I get down from building, I am one with you. This level has to be raised, and this is why the speakers, the lecturer's seat is always higher. Vyasapiti Kardana, the lecturer, the greatest author, Lord Vyasa, who has written all these epics, who has made all the Vedas simplified and brought it into the form of epics, stories and examples, everything. He is the knower of the truth, and he whosoever speaks on the truth, he is known as the Vyas. Vyas means the original speaker. So his seat is always kept higher. The audience sit down, the speaker sits up. This is how. अच्छा, गुरुजी नीचे उतर गए, क्या बात है? The other way also, the incapables sit up and capables they sit down. One who cannot sit down, he has to sit up. Eh? अरे हाँ, in this way, क्योंकि आज सरदार जी नहीं है. In this way, Vasistha ji is explaining Rama, I have to come down to your level to answer your question now. When you were in a higher level, then I have to give in the answer in that level. And when you have come down to ask me, all the gurus have answers, why are you not answering? Then I have to come down to your level to answer you. अब तो आप तत्वज्ञ बन गए और परम पद में स्थिति भी अपने प्राप्त कर ली, इसीलिए स्पष्ट है कि विकल्प वाले उत्तरों के योग्य नहीं रहे। हे भक्ताओं में श्रेष्ठ श्री रामचंद्र जी, यह जितना वाणी रूप भाषण है वह चाहे सूक्ष्म अर्थ वाला हो, चाहे परम अर्थ वाला हो, चाहे थोड़ा हो अथवा अधिक हो, परंतु हे साधो, यह सब प्रतियोगी भेद, संख्या, मुख्यभूत अर्थ, साधन, बाधन, बोध, प्रमाण आदि की कल्पनाओं से ऐसे मिला जुला रहता है जैसे जालों के अंदर सूर्य किरणों त्रसरेणुओं से सूक्ष्म रजकणों से मिली जुली रहती है। Now he is giving proof. When one expresses his experience, the truth, the expressions are mixed up with all these. He has to give proof. He has to give examples, proofs. He has to give numbers. And he has to give difference. He has to explain the difference between the two. Then only you can understand. And he has to give the meaning. When the word will be there, the meaning will be there. It is all in dualistic state. And then the medium to express the answer, medium should be there. Now you see the medium. Some medium is needed, and it should be meaningful. So for bringing meaning, you need so many things. चाहे थोड़ा हो अथवा अधिक हो, let it be little or elaborate, even then, oh great man of understanding, there is comparison, there is competition. Why this is like this is not like this, comparison, competition. All these are required, so it becomes compound, it becomes mixture of many things. It is not the real answer. Answer needs all these things. You have to tell the difference, why it is not contradictory, why it is contradictory to each other, whether it is the answer or it is relevant to your question or not, argument or instances, time and expression method, language, all these are required. So the answer becomes complicated or compound or it is a mixture. The answer in language cannot express the truth. No way. Because it becomes polluted by all these mixtures. Just as the ray of the beam of uh, the sun, when falls inside the room through a window, you see the minute particles of dust. They get mixed up. They are not identical or different from each other. They get mixed up and they float in the air any way they like. They have no system, nothing. When you see the dust particles floating in the air, seen in the beam of sunlight. Similarly, whatever you express, beam is given example as expression. And in that whatever comes out, everything is mixed up, just like the dust particles. So, all these are not pure answer. हे मनोरम, जो तत्वज्ञानी पुरुष है उसके लिए कलंक पूर्ण उत्तर होता नहीं, क्योंकि जितनी वाणियाँ हैं वे सब कलंक पूर्ण ही हैं। आप तो तत्वज्ञान करती हैं, because you have established in the truth and now you are in that level of truth. So the language is always meaningless. Language, this point we usually discuss every now and then. Language has got no meaning. We give the meaning according to time, space and conditions, situations around us for a while. The meaning is not always that. I gave the example of the direction east. India is east to Japan, Europe, whereas it is west to Japan. So there is no meaning of east or west. It is relative, it is subject to change. It changes every now and then. Time, space and conditions are conditions for the meaning of the language. No language has got permanent meaning. So if I use the language, it will be improper for you because you have raised to that level. You understand the truth and your question was of that level. So I had to answer in that level. हे मनोरम, जो तत्वज्ञानी पुरुष है उसके लिए कलंक पूर्ण उत्तर देना नहीं होता, क्योंकि जितनी वाणियाँ है, whatever you speak, it is full of mistakes and full of impurities, because it is mixed up by many supports, it is supported. And it is temporary, it is not permanent, comparative and relative. So the language is not the speech is not the way to answer the truth. हे भद्र, ज्ञानी शिष्य तो सम्मुख मुझे जो यथावत सत्य है उसे ही कहना चाहिए, परंतु समस्त कलंकों से निर्मुक्त यथावत सत्य तो काठ की तरह मौन ही है. To a high class student, the answer should be high class. If a student of graduate class puts some question to some professor in the college, will the professor answer him in the language which the neophytes learn? This is one, this is called two, this is called three. If one is added with two, then it becomes three. Will the professor tell like that to a high class student? He has to give the answer in that level. परंतु समस्त कलंकों से निर्मुक्त यथावत सत्य का तो काठ की तरह मौन ही है. भद्रा, तो परम पद, जो परम पद है वह तत्वज्ञान के पूर्व अज्ञान से उपदेश वाणी के योग्य है. यह कल्पना कर ससंकल्प बनता है, यानी वाणी के व्यवहार रूप संकल्प का विषय हो जाता है, और विचार से ज्ञात हो जाने पर मौन यानी वाणी का अविषय जो हो जाता है, यों सिद्धांतों का निश्चय है. इसीलिए तत्वज्ञानी हुए आपको अब यह मौन ही मैंने सुंदर उत्तर दिया. He is giving the causes why he became silent. He says, before attaining that state, what is your state? Before reaching the terrace, where are you? Terrace is the goal, that is truth. So before that, where are you standing? In the staircase only. Below that, before reaching the height, you are below the height. Before reaching the peak of the mountain, where are you? You are below that, isn't it? So easy. So if you are below that, that means below knowledge is ignorance. Isn't it? So, to answer such students, the language is usually used because answer should be in ignorance only. That's how the language is used usually everywhere, till one reaches the truth. Once it is attained, there is no question, no question of answer. That's why I was using my language, my speech till now. And when you attend that level, then I had to answer in that level. That's why I kept mouth silent. Logically he gave the status. Why he kept mauna? Before the height, you are in a low level. So if you are standing at a low level and asking something, from your level only you can be answered and you can understand that. If you are standing below and I am telling something from the terrace, you will understand nothing. Isn't it? You are just climbing the terraces, isn't it? And you have not reached the terrace. I am standing from the terrace and I am telling something. Will you understand anything about the terrace? But I can guide you when you are below. Yes. I can guide you when you are in the terraces, below the height. Isn't it? So guiding means I have to come to your level to see and guide you. Yeah? From terrace level I cannot. If at all I guide you from terrace level, I have to mentally, I have to come down to your level to see where do you stand, and then I shall guide. Oh, 2 steps more. Unless I see your step, your position, how can I guide you? To see your position, I have to come to your level. Then only I can guide you. Though I am standing in the terrace, I have to come down to your level to see where do you stand. Then only I can guide because I have seen the path. You have not seen it. So I can guide you. This is how the teacher, the difference between the teacher and the student. Teacher has to come down to the student level to understand the question and answer the question. On this there is a beautiful joke. The teacher came to the class, some particular question, teacher, and he asked the students, many students are sitting down, and he asked, my dear students, you see the bullet train in Japan runs in the speed of 1000 kilometers per hour. 1000 kilometers per hour. What is my age? What is my age? Nobody could answer because the question is irrelevant. Question, the bullet train in Japan travels at the rate of 100,000 kilometers per hour. What is my age? So everybody kept quiet, and one among them got up. Guruji, sir, I know your age. What is my age? Your age is 50. Are? Correct. How do you know? Because my brother's age is 25. He is half mad. My brother's age is 25, he is half mad. So you must be 50, double of it. The answer should be of that level. of the level of the question. So that is what Vasistha ji explains to Rama. The question should be relevant or of the same level to answer should be of same level that of a question. And I was answering you, or any teacher answers a student in that level, student's level, that is ignorance level. And when you have come up to the terrace, you have come up to the terrace, and now asking about the terrace. If not, you have reached the terrace, you have stepped one leg on the terrace. You are observing what is terrace. You know it. One step down, one step on the terrace. So what will be my answer? Nothing, because you have already been able to see everything. What is the need of answering you? When you have reached the terrace or almost reached and put some question on terrace, should I answer you? The answer will be silence. You are able to see it. Understood now? When you reach the peak of the mountain and ask me how far I have to climb, what shall I answer you? Nothing. No answer. Huh? That is silent. You have already reached. So when one reaches the goal, there remains no question. And in that state you have put the question, so I have to keep quiet. You have already reached, yes. This is how silence becomes the answer for a knowledgeable person or realized soul or one who knows the truth. Language is used only among the ignorance. Yes. Silence is the only language. When you have reached the terrace, there is no question on terrace. No question. And if the question is put and the answer is given, that is only laughing or embracing each other, hugging each other. Oh, you have reached. That is the answer. Welcome. Hari Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Sadguru Bhagavan Ki Jai सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय शब्द ब्रह्म की जय सरस्वती महारानी की जय जगवशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय हरि ओम